Hi guys, welcome to Jobo Design. I finally got my hands on the highly anticipated Galaxy S6 Edge. We'll go over the most important advantages and drawbacks of this phone, and hopefully this will help you decide if this phone is worth upgrading to. Let's start with the most prominent feature, the screen. It's a showstopper and hands down the best screen I've ever seen. When you pull out this phone and turn on the screen, it will catch eyes of any bystanders. I also believe the styling of this Edge version is what people have been waiting for from Samsung all these years. And in my opinion, it looks better than an iPhone 6. The 5.1 Quad HD AMOLED display is extremely bright with almost no bezel and a crazy high pixel density protected by Gorilla Glass 4. The colors are vivid and saturated, and the screen works great outside. The curved screen feels great for swiping from the left and right edge and feels at home in the new material theme. The curve does introduce a reflection in many situations and even distorts the full screen experience a little, but nonetheless, I still love it. The curve introduces some features which some might like, but I didn't care for them much. I mean, who puts down their phone on the screen? Watching this screen, you wonder how this is even possible. And this brings us to the next point, battery life. It has a non-removable 2600 mAh battery. This is just enough to get the phone through the day. It has some nice power saving features which will extend battery life significantly. It supports wireless charging and quick charging. I'm a big supporter of wireless charging and I think all phones should have it, so I applaud that. However, the S6 didn't get along with my aftermarket Nexus 5 wireless charger. I was also impressed with the quick charge function. The phone got from 0% to 20% in 10 minutes. No matter all this, I would still prefer a longer battery life. This phone is super thin at just 7mm, but has a protruding camera. Why not make it thicker for the camera to be level and have longer battery life? Come on, you guys! The phone is rocking the best specs possible, and we've come to a point where I think it's pointless to compete in numbers. The important thing is the user experience, and this one is very smooth. Apps open fast, the multitasking works great. The phone does, however, get quite hot even during normal use. I'll still give you some numbers so you are equipped for bragging with your friends. It has an octa-core Exynos processor with 3 GB of RAM. Those are practically PC numbers. The phone is currently running Android 5.0.2 and it comes in 32, 64 and 128 GB versions, weighing in at 132 grams. There were no complaints with call quality and the earpiece is appropriately loud and clear. Okay, we got that out of the way and now we can talk about the next killer feature, the camera. Let's start with the front camera. This 5-megapixel sensor with a wide angle is a selfie machine. I've never taken so many selfies in my life. Using the heart rate sensor in the back to trigger the camera feels natural, and the lens is so wide that you easily capture several people in the view. You've even got a wide selfie option to stitch an image from several pics. It supports HDR and can capture full HD video. Now to the back camera. The 16-megapixel 16:9 sensor has an aperture of 1.9. This means you can take those cool blurred background photos and that you need less light for a good pic. The camera has optical image stabilization and HDR. It captures 4K video, Full HD video at 60 frames per second, or 720p at 120 frames per second. I just gave you a bunch of numbers, but the best feature of this camera is actually the user experience. Pictures are perfect in the first try, so you won't miss that moment or need to take several shots. You can turn it on with a double tap of the home button and capture a picture in literally 1 second. Colors are vivid, details are not too sharp, and you get a great dynamic range. It's just so easy to use it. Even editing a high-speed video and exporting it is so easy and intuitive that you spend no time learning how to use it and just want to capture moments. This is one of the best cameras in any phone, with only the LG G4 and the iPhone 6 Plus in this group. This camera even has a Pro mode, if you know more about camera settings and you want to play around. This camera practically has it all, with only the shutter speed setting missing, which the LG G4 has, but this is only important for photography enthusiasts. The phone is no longer water and dust resistant and doesn't have a micro SD card slot. But living with Nexus phones for years now, I don't really miss that. On the bottom, we have the headphone jack and the loudspeaker. If you're using high-end wired headphones, you will definitely notice the quality of the DA/AD converter in your phone. The quality of the signal coming from the S6 is good, but not top-notch like on the iPhone or the HTC One. The loudspeaker is very loud, but suffers a lot of distortion when you crank it up. We have the volume buttons on the left and the power buttons on the right. Button placement is good and they feel very tactile. On top we see the IR blaster and the nano SIM card slot and a mic. The home button has been improved and it now feels very clicky. Most importantly, the fingerprint reader does not require a swipe anymore. I've been very pleased with the fingerprint security performance, provided you take the time and really train the phone well. Hold the phone in every pose you might think you'll hold it, and place the finger on the reader in different orientations and positions. Train more fingers or even one finger several times and the unlock feature will work well. Next to the home button are the capacitive buttons, which are too bright at night. For me, coming from on-screen buttons has been a bit difficult. The buttons are too low to securely hold the phone and reach them. Also, it's really difficult to grab this phone anywhere without pressing either something on the screen or the capacitive buttons. I know manufacturers are proud at the screen sizes they fit on phones without making them bigger, but please, leave us some surfaces to actually hold the phone. Speaking about holding phones, this is one slippery bastard. It slides out of pockets, slides on desks, and out of hands. Due to the curved screen, there is very little metal on the side to grab it for, and feels very sharp in your hand. It's not comfortable holding it for a longer time, and you start pressing on-screen buttons if you want to hold it more securely. The front and back glass design is very beautiful, but it's slippery and a real fingerprint magnet. Unlike with all Samsung phones up to now, I really enjoy using this one. I had to mold it to my needs a little bit because when you're used to some actions or features and a new phone doesn't have them, you feel disappointed or frustrated. But that's the beauty of Android. You can adapt it to your wishes. You can't change everything, and I think I will never like Samsung's skin. This one finally doesn't hold back the phone's performance, but the aesthetics and usability are still not the best. As far as the hardware goes, this is the best out there, and after you tweak the user experience to your liking, the TouchWiz doesn't get in the way much. The curved screen makes the phone look so beautiful and amazing, but comes with a few drawbacks and a higher price. This phone is kind of like a sports car of phones. You're going to suffer some inconveniences using it every day, but it will turn heads. In the end, I think I might actually lean towards the normal S6, but I'm the type who doesn't drive a sports car. I hope the video helps you make your decision. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, press like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this.